What's up guys, Ben here and welcome to Motivation to Invest. Online gambling is a growing and ever so addictive experience for many, from online casino games to poker and even bingo. But despite everything being online these days, the majority of land-based casinos in the US don't have a real online gaming presence. Now, as someone from the UK, this seems completely crazy to me, as over here, not only is online gambling completely legal, but so is sports betting, and it's not even a big deal. This brings a real irony to the situation, as over in the US, gambling is a real cult with many loyal followers.
Hey, good roll, man. This table's hot. I want some of this money. Get me in this game. Come on.
Sir, you're aware that there's a $50,000 buy-in this evening?
If that's the case, give me $100,000 in chips. Let me have a Diet Pepsi and some hot wings.
100,000.
Come on.
Give him the chips.
Let's play.
However, there is a major issue for all the gamblers of the US. In many states, it's just not legal. Each US state is given the ability to define gambling in their own words. This means some games such as daily fantasy sports contests will be legal in some states, but not in others. Each state's constitution addresses how gambling is permitted to expand. This often requires a constitutional amendment where voters have the final say after being first approved by the legislature. It's especially tricky in conservative states in the South. Currently, only 12 states offer legal online gambling, with only 3 of these states offering legal online casino gaming. New Jersey is the largest market for the regulated online gambling in the USA. It has over a dozen legal and licensed online casino sites and poker rooms, which compete for a market worth over the $225 million a year. Then there is Delaware, which was the first state to launch online sports betting and was one of the first to launch online gambling and poker. Now, recently in 2019, Pennsylvania has launched online sports betting in May 2019, online casinos became legal in July 2019, and in November, online poker was launched. Now, many of Pennsylvania's casinos have rolled out online casino sites. With many US states gradually moving towards legislation, this could open the floodgates to the massive US online gambling industry. In other words, this could be the next gold rush.
Oh my god! That is the major, biggest jackpot ever. Thank you, and you guys saw it live. Holy cow. I am shaking. Yes, call the attendant.
With apps such as FanDuel and DraftKings increasing massively in popularity, it's hard to see who the real winners will be when the dust settles. I have a solution. When there is a gold rush, sell shovels. This brings me on to GAN. GAN, or Game Account Network, is a business-to-business company which supplies gaming software to many of these apps.
There's definitely this feeling that online gambling is no doubt a wave of the future. It probably was already in that direction. Now with COVID, it really even more so, because people may not want to sit at a blackjack table, shoulder to shoulder with somebody, or play some craps, right, leaning over the table with everybody clapping and breathing and screaming. So Dermot, tell me more about what you're doing. So you're taking these companies, you're moving them into an online situation, which obviously gives them the road to success in that way.
So in this video, I'm going to deep dive into GAN's stock and reveal whether I personally have purchased shares in this company. GAN recently went public on the NASDAQ just a few months back, so this is a major time to get involved. So without further ado, let's dive in.
Coming in, flex, I just wanna win.
Welcome back guys to Motivation to Invest. Before we get started, it would really mean a lot to me if you guys could smash that like button. That helps out with the YouTube algorithm, which allows us to continue creating more great content like this for you guys. In addition, if you would like some exclusive stock market investing tips and stock market picks, which I personally have invested into, then you should definitely think about subscribing to this channel. Be sure to turn the notification bell on. That way you'll get notified when a great stock is at a great price and I am investing into it. So with that being said, let's get into the video. The online gambling market in the US is worth approximately $53.7 million in 2019. This is expected to grow at a compounding annual growth rate of 11.5% from 2020 to 2027. This is driven by high internet penetration, the increasing use of mobile phones, and of course the gradual relaxation of legislation across the USA. The US states benefit massively from the legislation of online gambling as it increases the state revenue. GAN is the back-end software behind the scenes which powers many of these popular sports betting apps such as FanDuel.
So we fundamentally move retail casino operators in the US online. Internet gambling is a thing, it's here to stay. Last year it was an $800 million market, and it's going 10x over the course of the next 5 years with various different states implementing regulation. 2020, we see continued exciting growth. Just like last year, we delivered more than 100% year-on-year revenue growth, and we see a similar growth profile as we went through Q1 of this year. Significant shift in retail gambling into the online channel as retail casinos were shuttered across the country. So very strong shift from retail into online gambling, and we expect several more states to regulate over the course of the next 18 months, with Michigan inbound and highly relevant for GAN towards the back end of this year or very early next.
So who is the CEO of GAN? The CEO of GAN is Dermot Smurfit, an English-born Irish businessman who is a former lawyer specialising in corporate finance. He's also extremely well connected and the brother of a knight. Dermot's brother is Sir Michael Smurfit, the former CEO of Smurfit Kappa, a market-leading cardboard packaging company which has over 42,000 employees in 33 countries. In 2019, this business had a revenue of over $9 billion and is another great stock to potentially invest into.
So over the course of the next 5 years, more than 3/4 of all Americans will be able to place a bet online, in our view.
Oh, well, that's a bold statement. Let's see if that actually happens. That would be great for your company. I mean, would you consider a name like DraftKings a direct competitor? I mean, if that's the case, that would be good news because DraftKings is up over 100% this year. Is that similar realm?
Not at all. So DraftKings would be a competitor to many, if not all, of our clients. DraftKings is a major B2C operator of internet gambling, whereas we're a B2B enterprise software provider. It's one of the reasons why our software business model can and has proven to be able to deliver high margin EBITDA on revenues. Last year we had an EBITDA margin approaching 30% and similar margins in the first quarter of this year, and we expect going forward. So there is a significant difference in the business model. We deliver critical technology to multiple of our clients who are themselves competitors with and to DraftKings.
Yeah, actually, that's a great, obviously, distinction between the two companies because I guess you're less of a gambling company and more of a tech company.
As a software as a service business, most of the costs are up front. Then as the customers increase, the costs don't increase at the same rate. This recurring revenue model is exciting for investors.
And just give us a glimpse into your life and how it was. You're doing an IPO during COVID-19. I mean, it's really unbelievable. And you didn't use a SPAC, right? You didn't use the pathway of a SPAC, or did you? Just tell us how it felt to do an IPO with the NASDAQ at this time, because this is an unusual situation, very rare, and good for you for getting it done.
Nicole, you're absolutely right. We did not use a SPAC. We were a primary offering, a relatively straightforward IPO in the U.S. It was a multi-month affair preparing for this, and we had to time it very, very carefully with COVID-19 impacting the entire macro business environment in the middle of March. So I like to say the extraordinary range of advisors absolutely got it right, not least the gentleman at B. Riley who helped bring us to market, and our equity story seemed to be well received.
Yeah, I saw another price target of $16.
Right guys, so diving into GAN's roadshow presentation, enterprise software platform for iGaming and online sports betting. GAN Limited on the NASDAQ, ticker symbol GAN. Here's the team. You've got Dermot Smurfit here, obviously 17 years as the CEO at GAN, qualified UK attorney, experience in European investment banking. Other notable characters here, being involved in some big companies, somebody involved in Microsoft, Walt Disney, William Hill, another popular gambling service. So GAN overview and key investment highlights. So, rapidly growing US online sports betting and iGaming market, highly differential software as a service platform for integrated iGaming and online sportsbook, top tier industry partners including FanDuel, which is very popular at the moment, Parks and Penn. Highly scalable and diversified business model experiencing significant momentum. So they're the investor highlights. So you can see it's an end-to-end back office solution for operators launching and operating online gaming operations. They've got 7 years experience developing for real money gaming in the US regulated markets. $360 million of gross operator revenue in 2019. 114% year-on-year revenue growth. 28% adjusted EBITDA margin in 2019. So some great numbers there. So over 30% of all US gambling revenue generated in 2019 was processed on GAN software platform. So they've got, a third of the market share in terms of the gambling, online gambling in the USA. So that's an interesting number there. So as you can see here, 2018, GAN launches sports betting in New Jersey. GAN launches cross-sell feature, iGaming in New Jersey. Launches sports in Pennsylvania. So as you can see, their revenues have been increasing as it's been launching in different states, launches sports in Indiana. PASPA repeal 2018. This is an interesting one. So it's a bit of details here. So PASPA is the Professional and Amateur Sports Protection Act, which was signed by President Bush in 1992. Basically, in 2018, the Supreme Court struck down PASPA as unconstitutional after a long battle between New Jersey and the major professional sports leagues. Basically opened the floodgates for sports betting in the US. So sports betting and iGaming legislation. A third of US adult population gained access to state-regulated forms of sports betting and virtual casinos since PASPA's repeal. So you can see you've got the different states, mobile markets, unregulated markets. So iGaming is a highly valuable complement to the online sports betting for operators. Predictable high margin revenue for iGaming enables operators to mitigate volatility and seasonality of sportsbook. So basically, you've got your iGaming, which is your online casino games, and then you've also got the sports betting side of the business. So with the sports betting, it's volatile, subject to losses, higher customer acquisition costs, but it is mass market. And it's got a less loyal customer base. However, this is the key point with this GAN and its service, which it's providing for FanDuel here. So it says here 30% of sports natives start betting in the casino where they lose their winnings. So it's basically saying the people will come on, the demographic here, approximately 33 years old, 95% male. They'll come onto the FanDuel app, they'll start betting in sports, and then 30% will transition over on their customer journey to the casino experience. So they'll come over to the casino experience, and this is where GAN makes the real money because it's consistently profitable, lower customer acquisition costs, high yields, approximately $70 a day, and it's got a more loyal customer base. But then you've also got from the casino side, so this is an older demographic, approximately 45 years old, 60% plus female, so slightly more females on the casino side. 10% of those will start betting on sports. So it's a way of combining the two different revenue models together, and they can see that the customers will transition. And if a customer is really into, say, online blackjack, then they may just transition 10%, will go over to sports betting and try that out. And it all gives GAN two avenues of revenue growth.
Final thought is our mission is to bring America's casinos online. GAN is the leading internet gambling software provider in the U.S. today. We're very proud to deliver and power some of the largest internet gambling operators online at the moment, and our simulated gaming business activities are currently coast to coast, and I would point out that only 12% of Americans can place a bet online today, and that's going to 75% or even more over the course of the next 5 years. I couldn't be happier where we're positioned, how our technology is performing. We delivered Super Bowl flawlessly for our clients, not once but twice over the last 2 years, and it's a very, very exciting time to be in enterprise software in this highly regulated gaming market.
But they didn't have anything beyond that. Simplistic websites with directions. Maybe you could see if there was a slot tournament going on this weekend, or if there's a special buffet discount going on during the course of the holiday season. And in discussion with these American executives, these casinos, they laid a challenge at my foot, and they said, Dermot, our problem is the laws of America don't permit us to do online internet casino gaming. And we call that simulated gaming. Simulated gaming is the solution that we came up with for land-based casinos. Okay, you're a casino in Oklahoma, and this is an example client of ours. You have surveyed your customers, and you realize that about half of them are playing slots online for free with other people. They're not playing with you, they're playing with any one of 3,000 different mobile slots applications you can download onto your mobile phone. You want to get involved in that market? You can do that. You can hire GAN to build you an online casino, a simulated gaming online casino, where your patrons, particularly patrons who have reward cards, which are like Tesco Club cards, if you come across those, using which they can generate what I call air miles for gamblers. The more they gamble inside the land-based casino, the more points they accumulate, and they can use those points for a free buffet or free hotel room stay, or even additional incremental free gambling on the slot machines. We launched these simulated online casinos. We create a website, we create a mobile website, we create a mobile app on Apple and on Android. And then suddenly, the casino is telling its patrons that they're now online with an online casino, and it's offered for entertainment only. Because the crucial difference between real money online gambling here in Europe, which we're all familiar with, I suspect, and simulated gaming available in the US, is that it's all cash in and no cash out. You buy virtual dollars with your credit card or in-app purchases. You then gamble those virtual dollars, and you feel like a virtual millionaire. You may be a penny slot player inside the casino, but online you've got $5 million in your online casino account that you purchased for maybe $100. You feel like a fantastically wealthy real money gambler. You're gambling at home, and you're doing it principally for entertainment purposes. But there's something else at play here, and the something else is that the typical casino patron who decides to create an account online, purchase fake dollars, and gamble, the principal thing they're doing is practice playing at home online in preparation for going back to the casino that they visit once a week. Because they have a belief that in practicing at home, they'll be a better gambler when they go back to the casino. Again, I asked you to suspend disbelief, but this is the reality. We ask the casino patrons of America what they're doing, and they will typically say, yep, that's the number one reason. It gives me the sense of the thrill of the casino property. It gives me the excitement of being there, even when I can't get there. Maybe the weather is bad and I can't drive there. Or maybe I'm simply broke and I don't have enough money to go and gamble inside the casino. But typically, it's about these casino patrons of America consuming and heavily engaging with one of the most exciting online entertainment products from their perspective, based on their existing proclivities inside these land-based casinos where they gamble real money for real casino entertainment.
So this is another interesting one. This is GAN's patent. So GAN has a patent which it can act as a sort of competitive advantage or a moat, as Warren Buffett calls it, which basically allows the online service to integrate with offline loyalty programs. So majority of US casino patrons hold a reward or loyalty card. So when they're gambling online or even using the simulated gambling, which is the sort of fake money which they can buy and use on the online casinos, they can actually collect these loyalty points, which reinforces the loyalty for the land-based casinos. So that's a really attractive offering for these land-based casino owners. And it's got his patent number here. So that is a really interesting feature of GAN. Basically allowing these land-based casinos to transition seamlessly between offline and online. Growth strategy, so you've got selected customers here. FanDuel is the major one, I'd say. And then, of course, you've got obviously Borgata, Betfair, Club 8 Casino, Parks. So you've got a lot of the big resorts here. Just a few examples there. FanDuel, now this is a key partner for online sports betting with GAN. So this relationship dates back to 2013 and is anchored around the nationwide iGaming opportunity. So, interesting facts here. This partnership is contractual at least until 2021. GAN is also exclusive iGaming integration partner for FanDuel at least until 2022. So, interesting thing to watch out for is if that service actually gets, as if they stop partnering after those dates, because then the stock will crash massively. So, something to keep an eye on for. But if they renew this, say in next year or the year after, for a longer period, then that will obviously cement GAN's position as a partner with FanDuel, which is a very, very privileged position to be in. So here's GAN operates a profitable online regulated gambling business in Italy. So this is its Italian sort of business, which can provide cash flow in order to expand into the US market. So this shows you it's different. Here's market share, casino, table games, sports betting, poker, skill games. Selected customers, Bet365, Paddy Power, William Hill. So big players, big names here in Italy. Revenue drivers, revenue composition. So at the moment, majority in the USA, Italy, and then other. So this USA revenue is obviously going to be expanding, hopefully. Obviously, COVID-19 impact, which is very interesting, of course. All the land-based casinos were closed, so the real gamblers would have had to go online. So the internet casino gaming in the US increased 279% year on year during a 1 month period. The Italian regulated gaming increased 16%. However, the suspension of live sports resulted in an 80% decline in online sports bets placed on the platform. So that is interesting to see. Q1 revenues up 29.7% year on year, which is pretty decent. And there you go. That's GAN for you. So they've painfully early focusing on the US market, all the way back in 2002 when it was heavily regulated, even more so now. And they've stuck by it, and they've gradually sort of things have started opening up a little bit now, 2018, 2019. So we'll see what the future holds for GAN. Right, guys, so diving into the numbers here, we can see GAN is a mid-cap, high-flying stock. So its revenues have been increasing gradually, predicted to increase 2020. Operating margin has actually been very sort of volatile. Revenue here expected to increase 2020, 2021. Net income and earnings per share also expect to increase, which is great to see. 5 brokers currently analysing the stock. One says buy, one says strong buy, one says hold. Current ratio 1.38, so that's its amount of debts to assets. Now this is the issue with GAN, because it is a great stock in a growing market, so it seems pretty much perfect, but the P ratio is now extremely high, 513, due to its growth, potential growth, shall I say. So as you can see here, momentum 96, quality 62, value just 5. So it's not for value investors, unfortunately. This type of stock is more for the real growth investor who's got faith in the legislation and it will be relaxed in the US, and then GAN will have an opening to increase its market share. And then it could see big profits for investors.
Overall, GAN is an incredible business in a growing industry. As the US opens up and legalizes online gambling in many states,
GAN has a major opportunity for growth. However, analysing the stock as a traditional analyst, it's clear to see it's not really a value stock as it's very overvalued at the moment. One thing my inside sources have informed me about GAN is that it is heavily traded, so expect a lot of volatility. This is the type of stock in which you could watch your investment half and then triple in value. So that's just something to be aware of. So what have I done? I personally have invested into GAN, but I've only invested a small amount at the moment. My advice is to not invest anything which you cannot afford to lose. It's a great company, but the valuation is extremely high. So what are your thoughts on GAN? Do you think it's in prime position to take advantage of this growing US online gambling market? Let me know in the comments below and I'll join in the discussion. In addition, if you're from the US and you have some more inside information about GAN, I'd love to know your thoughts. So drop that below. In addition, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. That allows us to continue creating more great content like this for you guys. In addition, if you would like more investing tips and exclusive stock market picks, which I personally have invested into, then you should definitely subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.
Coming in, flex, I just wanna win, LABB who we running with, coming in, flex, I just wanna win,